The trend all over the world is a group practice. You may be the best, but you can't say I'll do everything.
What do you think, how important it is to have empathy?
Not only the medical profession, कोई भी profession हो, human touch is very important. It is not the money, it is the occupation. Apart from the occupation, just self-respect, you are doing something productive. Myopia control in America today is $1 billion industry. In the refractive part, in the last 24 years, we have done more than 100,000 patients. We have a technology where no flap is made. When you don't lift a flap, you don't compromise with the strength of the cornea. When you don't lift a flap, you don't induce dryness. This is called Smile Pro.
Today I'm with a very wonderful person, optometrist Vipin Buckshey, who is also a Padma Shri awardee, the only Padma Shri awardee in India in this field. And I don't want to take his unique experience, expertise, and his introduction away from you. So I'll put it over to him. Dr. Vipin Buckshey, thank you so much for coming here. Thank you for your time, and please tell us about your amazing introduction, and please, over to you.
First and foremost, Arpit, thank you for inviting me on your show. I've been watching your YouTubes. You're doing a wonderful job. Keep it up and congratulations. I started as an I passed out in 1976 from the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. After that, for 1 year, I did my contact lens specialization, also from the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. 1st August 1977, I joined a company called Lawrence and Mayo. This is on Janpath. 1977 was their centenary year. They had completed 100 years as a company in India. They wanted to start a contact lens clinic. 1st August 77, I joined Lawrence and Mayo at a princely salary of 800 rupees a month.
That's nice.
This is how I began my journey. It was a very warm association. It was a good association because I could increase their business manyfold. Wow. I could increase their business almost 20 times.
20 times in how much time?
About 5 years.
That's amazing.
So it was a very warm association. Till date, I have the same relation with the owner of the company what I had 40 years ago. He's 86 plus, but still we are in constant touch. And 1st August every year, we have a meal together. That is the day I joined the company.
What a relationship.
It's a father-son relationship. I worked with them for 6 years. When I left them, I was drawing a salary of 7,500 rupees in 1982, which was also very decent. They looked after me. I did whatever best I could do for them. 82, I wanted to start my own. Didn't have the money to buy premises. I'm not from a business background. My father was a government doctor throughout. Whatever money he could get on retirement, he purchased a house in South Extension. So I didn't have the monies to start to buy premises or lease premises. So I started at a very small clinic in my house itself. In the house, you could not put up a board because it was a residential area, but God was very kind. Word of mouth, I did reasonably well. 1988, I bought my first premises in South Extension, Part 2 market.
You bought it?
I bought it on rent first, and then gradually bought it over.
Okay.
That was, I would say, the first stepping stone. We started doing good work. Intraocular lenses were introduced for the first time in early 80s. I started importing intraocular lenses and supplying to patients who would get the surgery done at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, because they were the only people in the first 2 years who were doing intraocular lenses. Private practitioners were not competent enough or not trained enough to start intraocular. So All India being a teaching institution, they started doing intraocular lenses. Patients were sent to me. I used to do a test called biometry. Biometry is a test where you calculate the power of the lens which has to be implanted. After doing the test, I bought a biometer in those days for about 90,000 rupees. After doing the biometry, I would supply the lens to the patient, which would be fitted at the All-India Institute. That was a very big opportunity for me. We almost sold 400,000 lenses in a few years.
400,000.
4,000.
4,000.
4,000 lenses in a few years. After that, intraocular, every surgeon started doing, and they were freely
And you were the first one.
sort of. Yeah.
Wow.
That was a very good opportunity. And many such opportunities came along, and things were moving well. 99, I also started, first time in North India, refractive business. LASIK became popular all over the world. It was a very expensive equipment. In 99, it was 2.5 crores for the equipment. It was not a viable proposition for every eye surgeon or every hospital to put up a machine. So I got the idea that I am an optometrist. Why can't I give a neutral facility where surgeons can come and do their work and then just use my facility on a revenue sharing basis and go. There's no clash of interest. So 50% was my patients, and 50%, about 50 to 60 doctors, about 10 hospitals joined hands with me.
That's amazing because you've enabled other doctors and patients
It's
to
like an
use the
MRI machine,
facility.
it's like
Very
a CT
good.
scan.
Yeah.
Every doctor, you may be the best doctor,
Yeah.
but you cannot put up a machine. Even if you have the funds, it's not viable. It's a loss-making
That's a
proposition.
great idea.
So that is how we started the refractive business. After me, in about 3-4 years, more than 100 machines were set up between Delhi, Gurgaon and Noida, out of which 50% have already wound up. Unless you have volumes, you can't justify heavy equipment, expensive equipment. I have upgraded my technology 5 times since then. Every 2-3 years, we upgrade, and so that we can give the best to our doctors who are coming and to my patients who are coming. The patient today is a very intelligent person. Before he comes to you, he's done his entire homework on the Google or whatever information and knows what exactly he wants. So it's been a very exciting journey.
That's when he appreciates people like you because you are so well versed and so deep into that knowledge.
Everybody, especially the youngsters, are all technology driven. Nobody minds paying, it's a question of their eyes. They want the best.
You're not just an expert in your field, but you've also been a visionary. That you could see that, okay, if I'll put this machine, other people can also use it and it can be a viable option, which is a great thought.
No, the trend all over the world is a group practice. You may be the best, but you can't say I'll do everything. You may be good in something may be of interest to you, but then you like to share it with people. We have many consultants who come to us for various things. We provide all services under one roof, but we don't do all the services ourselves.
That's a good way to put it.
So the trend all over the world is a group practice. Premises are expensive, equipment is expensive, rentals are very high, bank interests are very high. How can a particular practitioner do everything? It has to be on a sharing basis now.
I think that's a good sustainable way to go a long way to do that.
2010,
Yeah.
my premises were only 1,800 square feet, and parking was a problem in South Extension. Before the clinic opened, the parking was full because we had several banks in that market. So all the bank employees, the officers, the executives would park their cars. So my clients would always complain, and 1,800 was not sufficient with my increasing work. 2010, we moved into this building. We have a 12,000 square feet clinic now, which we use, and that premises is still with me, but leased out to a bank.
Oh, this is a fabulous place. You're a man of relationships. I have seen, I was downstairs when I was waiting for you to meet you. You have, the top people, the most influential people, not just in India, but probably in the world, who have come to you. Can you share how did that happen? How did you build such beautiful relationships, and how did they all end up coming to you?
Well, this is all destined. I have never advertised till date.
Right.
It is all word of mouth. Yes, God has been very kind to me. I have been associated with some wonderful people and I've learned a lot. As I said, I'm not from a business background, but I've learned all the tricks, observing people, talking to them, and there have been some very good, well-meaning people whom I've been associated with. I've been a personal optometrist to 7 consecutive presidents of India, many prime ministers, many vice presidents, a lot of Bollywood industrialists, so on and so forth, and some good people. I've learned a lot. In my very early days, I got associated with a gentleman, Kushwant Singh ji. Value of time, first time he taught me. In his house in Delhi and in his house at Kasoli, there is a board written. There was a board written. Please do not ring the bell if you are not expected.
Really?
Which meant even a courier guy cannot ring the bell. He said, मेरा घंटी नहीं बजाओगे, मुझे courier नहीं चाहिए.
Yeah.
These people, Kushwant Singh ji, Rai Bahadur M.S. Roy, former President Venkatraman ji, I was very close to all 3 of them. All 3 of them crossed 100 years of age. All 3 of them had the same body weight for 60 years, no medical problems. The only secret was everything was by the watch. As President of India, Venkatraman ji, when we went to see him, he would give us a cup of coffee. He would sip a water and keep it. This is not my coffee time. You could never tempt these people. Everything is regulated, everything is by the watch. This was the secret of their long life.
Once I heard you were talking about how you went to, I think, Kushwant Singh ji, and it was a time for you guys to have a drink, and probably you got a little bit late, 2-3 minutes. And can you tell me about that? What really happened there?
In the last years of his life, he had a drink, one drink till the last day of his life. His drink time was 7:30. And invariably, with his drink, he had one guest. You'll ask me, why does he need a guest at the age of 100? He needed a guest because he was very fond of gossip. And especially if the gossip involves a man and a woman.
Yeah.
So he will say, Sharma ji, 7:30. You are very punctual, but you're stuck in traffic. You reach at 7:45. He'll say, this is your drink. Drink as much as you can till 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, even if you reached 5 minutes before, thank you so much, this is my dinner time. These people never compromise on this. President Venkatraman, till the last Sunday of his life, every Sunday he used to go to a temple called Malai Mandir in Vasant Vihar. Departure 8:58. If his wife is not ready, he will leave her bed. He will not wait 1 minute extra.
That's very powerful.
Rai Bahadur M.S. Roy. If anybody is even 1 minute late, he used to only say one sentence in Punjabi, "Hey, Hindustani hai."
Yeah, yeah. I think when you're exposed to great personalities, and when you have a relationship with them, you get a lot of positivity from them, and you learn a lot from them. I think because of this beautiful opportunity that you had is what has made you today who you are.
Sir, apart from those, you see, their time values, they were not materialistic people. They believed in human values.
Actually, the leaders are, how they say that they are born is because they are not up for monetary gains. They leave a legacy behind because there is something else that's driving them, their passion or their vision, and that the sense of purpose. In fact, purpose has been linked to longevity, because when you retired person, they say, who does not work, he will die sooner because he doesn't have a purpose to get up to.
Exactly.
He doesn't have something to do for. I don't see myself, although I am still young, but I don't see myself ever retiring, because I will be like, what will I do next day? Wake up in the morning. I have to have a purpose in mind. And all the longest living people जो 100 से ऊपर जीते हैं, they all have had a purpose to live for. And I would think that you also believe it's
No,
there,
what you're
right?
saying is absolutely right. It is not the money, it is the occupation. More, apart from the occupation, just self-respect. You are doing something productive. Probably you're doing something for the society. And if God has made you comfortable, He has given you good health, why not?
100%, I agree.
And you'll stay in good health if you're working.
Yeah. And mentally also, if you're working, you're exercising your brain, and it will not go slow, and it will not, your brain function will remain healthy, just like the body.
What they
You
say-
keep exercising,
What they say, routine
stays
is a
fit.
must.
Yeah. Yeah.
Routine is a must. You guys should have fixed timings for whatever you like to do.
Like, do you have like specific, have you had any mentors in your life who've taught you a lot, and some great quotes or some great sayings that you remember of them?
These three, you see, apart from these three people who taught me regimented life and so on, I learned a lot of human values from Gyaniji. Probably nobody knows that he was a -3 in one eye and a +14 in the other eye. I used to fit him a contact lens ever since he was Home Minister. As President of India, he came to my clinic 44 times. What? Not an educated man, but human values you cannot match. Down to earth.
Any specific example that you can give?
I can give many, not one, many.
Yeah.
I called him for my cousin's wedding, which was in a hotel. He said, yes, sure, I'll come. I'm there to receive him. There's a massive security. He comes. And I said, sir, this side. He said, no. First I have to go there. Security is saying, sir, you are invited here. Why you want to go to the... He says, उधर भी एक शादी हो रही है. मुझे दिख रहा है. उस लड़की के फादर को ये नहीं लगना चाहिए कि साथ वाली शादी में तो प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया आया और मेरी बेटी की शादी में तो कोई भी नहीं आया. Uninvited, he goes there. I was with him. वो लड़की वालों ने सोचा कि ये गलत आ गए. पागल हो गए. कहते घबराओ नहीं, सिर्फ आशीर्वाद देने आए.
Unbelievable.
Uninvited, President of India. He goes there, he goes on the stage, has a soft drink, photo खिंचाई, कहता है, then he looks at me, उन तो मैंने जितने मर्जी ले चल. Can you believe this?
You can't be more human than
Which
this.
president can do this? I used to fit him contact lenses. Once I went in the morning and he says, "Jaldi chal." Where are you going? He says, "I'm going to Safdarjung Hospital." Sir, Safdarjung? मेरे ड्राइवर को थ्रोट कैंसर निकला तो उसको जनरल वार्ड में देखने जा रहा हूँ. I was so excited यार, प्रेसिडेंट के साथ बैठेंगे, कॉन्वॉय में जाएंगे. पूरा टीम, पूरी मतलब led by the president of course, enters the general ward. He goes to the bed of the driver. He didn't even look at the driver. इसकी वाइफ को बुलाओ. ठीक है. तो देखिए ये तो जा रहा है. उन दिनों there used to be a rule कि if somebody dies उसके बेटे को नौकरी मिल सकती है. He says ये तो जा रहा है, तो मेरे से साइन करवा ले जल्दी से, बेटे को नौकरी दिला. कोई सोचेगा ऐसा?
मतलब इतनी आगे की सोचता है वहाँ जाके.
A president of India going to the general ward to see his driver and to think of the family.
मतलब it's just, मतलब कितनी अच्छी किस्मत है उन लोगों की who actually knew him, जैसे आप, who could.
He used to do a film show in the Rashtrapati Bhavan every 2-3 weeks. There's a theatre there only for the staff, बाहर के गेस्ट बहुत लिमिटेड, एक एक फैमिली के एक एक बच्चे का नाम, तुम पिछली बार ही नहीं आए, वो नहीं आया, उसके एग्ज़ाम हो गए, उसका कैसा है, आपकी मदर ठीक है, वो हॉस्पिटल से आ गई हैं, 300 फैमिलीज एंड इन ह्यूमन वैल्यूज होते हैं. एज प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया, हैविंग ऑल द पोस्ट, ही हैड नो प्रॉपर्टी इन हिज नेम. उनके पियोन्स के भी घर बन गए थे, उन्होंने कुछ नहीं बनाया, कोई ग्रीड ही नहीं है.
एक्चुअल लीडर की पहचान तो यही है, who leaves a legacy behind rather than materialistic things. ये you know, if you had a chance to meet any of the people you have had your clients or you were close to, who would that be? Who would you like to meet again? Who is probably no more, or would there be somebody who you like to have a drink with again?
ड्रिंक मैंने किसी के साथ नहीं किया, किसी के साथ नहीं किया, बट आई हैव बीन एसोसिएटेड विद गुड पीपल.
Right.
लिविंग में हिज होलीनेस द दलाई लामा, वी बीन एसोसिएटेड फॉर मोर देन 40 years. आई एम ब्लेस्ड टू गेट हिज ब्लेसिंग्स. Even a few weeks back he said, I'm in Delhi but I can't come, you come to JW Marriott at Aerocity. ऐसे ही होता है. Our house is the only house where he has come for a meal. कभी किसी के घर नहीं गया आज तक.
Any failures that you have in your life, because you say, right, that from failures you learn a lot. It's just another stepping stone towards success. So any failures that you have had in your life which taught you a lot and which made you successful later, ऐसा कुछ आपकी लाइफ में हुआ?
जी, लाइफ इज अ ग्राफ सर. ऊपर नीचे तो होगा ही. 95% have been very good people, very well meaning. 5% ऐसे भी मिले who let you down. There are people who came as friends and I'm not from, I didn't understand the commercials. I even signed bank guarantees for them. I didn't know what the implications were. Until one fine day my own banker is telling me, what are you doing? Do you know the implications? And they were doing much, much, much better than what we are doing, what I am doing. Intentions. Sometimes people project something which they are not. Unfortunately, this problem is more in North. People will talk only of crores. But the true picture is something else.
So your journey has been long, it's been successful. Of course, you've had your up and downs. Any significant memory that you have that this milestone came and it really changed my life? Was there any significant milestones which you remember that, हाँ, इसके बाद journey was something else?
Just as I told you, intraocular was a window given. Then when Rajiv Gandhi became Prime Minister, till that I didn't know that Cartier makes sunglasses. He was wearing Cartier. We made a lot of money. All these politicians used to come. जो उनको दिया उनको दे दो बस. That was a very big stepping stone. Sold quite a few, hundreds of them. Similarly, the Refractive was a decent platform. Your business gambit went up, the circle went up. You get good clientele, more clientele. So one has to evolve, one has to move ahead, one has to think in the future. Okay, now this technology is over, going for this. This is over, this is the latest. Now we've installed the robotic lasers now, where the total procedure takes only 9 seconds per eye. Previously, we used to lift a flap, the upper layer of the cornea, to reshape the cornea. Now no flap is made. This is the latest called Smile Pro.
So what is the difference between time duration now, like you said 9 seconds, and earlier?
You see, what is the refractive procedure? People who do not want to wear glasses or contacts, they have an alternative now. Everybody is not a candidate. We do a scan and then we pick and choose the right safe candidate. When we started in 99, to reshape the cornea, we were firing the laser on the surface of the cornea, which was called a PRK. The patient was miserable for 3 days because the corneal surface used to take time to heal. 99 onward, 99 later, we were lifting a membrane, which is called a corneal flap, firing the laser and putting the flap back. First 10 years, this flap was made mechanically with an instrument which is called a microkeratome. There was nothing wrong, but there was a blade in the instrument. 2010-11 onwards, this flap was lifted with a laser, which was called femto, which was called intralace. So that mechanical instrument was out. Now, we have a technology where no flap is made. When you don't lift a flap, you don't compromise with the strength of the cornea. When you don't lift a flap, you don't induce dryness. This is called Smile Pro. A robot comes, touches the cornea for 9 seconds to remove a lenticule. This is the latest FDA-approved technology.
Amazing.
So we always want to have the best. So far, we are the only people who have this Smile Pro in the city.
This is something revolutionary.
This is the latest. See on the net.
So, coming to eye care, people are using so much screens. Even kids are, I see all my friends' kids are only having food when their iPad is on and video is on and everything. Do you see the surge in eye treatments after the screen has come up?
Myopia is exploding.
Okay.
Myopia control in America today is a $1 billion industry. They do research that when a child is born, if suppose the mother is -4 and the father is -3, they can calculate that by the time the child is 18, he or she will be minus, say 5. Now the trend, what they want to do is, instead of 5, they would like to stop it at 2 or a 2.5. So many new things are coming to control this. As you said, gadgets, yes, I blame the parents. If the child is crying, video लगा के दे दो, cartoon लगा के दे दो. 86% of the Chinese population are myopic today.
You mean the kids or
The entire population.
the entire population?
Myopia is really going up in a very big way. Now we have even medicines, we have special contact lenses, we have special spectacle lenses to control myopia. What is the child doing? Screen, WhatsApp, television, there's no outdoor activity.
Yeah, because this is the most convenient for parents.
Right.
I mean, not all parents, but a lot of them.
Even if the child wants to go out and play, you'll say, bhai, traffic hai, ye
Traffic
hai,
hai, pollution hai,
pollution
garmi hai, Also, I wanted to ask you that what is that, like we're talking about eye care, we're talking about children. A lot of parents don't understand when there's signs that your child is losing vision. I have a story where, one of my friend's son was going to school and he wasn't copying the homework well. And the father was angry on the child every day. And he was screaming on him that, why are you so slow? Why are you not copying it? And then after a few months of this, they took him to the doctor and they found out that his vision was very low. It was -5 or something.
To start with.
Yeah, so the thing is that then he felt very guilty. He cried when he told me this, that, I was screaming on my child so much. I did not know that he cannot see.
But apart from the parents, the school is to be equally blamed.
Yeah.
In the classroom, if you can't see the blackboard, what is the teacher doing? -5 is a lot of number, especially to start with.
Yeah. So, what are the signs that a parent or a person himself or like me should know that I'm losing vision? Because probably this, right now what I'm seeing is the best for me, but maybe it's not.
When you are in the growing age, which is up to 18, 19 years, every 6 months vision should be recorded. Most of the good schools are doing it. And if the child is wearing glasses, then he has to go back to his practitioner, optometrist, eye surgeon, whosoever, wherever he or she is going, and proper checkup has to be done. Because that is the age till the 18 when your body grows. So all the changes are, the progress of myopia is more during the growing period.
Is there, there was this thing where our grandmother used to say कि करेले का जूस पियो, ये करो, विजन ठीक हो जाएगा.
There's no scientific explanation.
Okay, okay. But ऐसा कोई nutrition में there are no changes that you can make which can help your vision?
Vitamin A like carrot juice and papaya is supposed to be very good, but if there is a number, you have to wear glasses.
Of course, of course. But you cannot reverse it with
You cannot
nutrition.
reverse, but if you can stop the progress, that is a very big achievement.
So you have, I don't know if you know the number, but for your clinic here where we're sitting right now, how many patients have you had in your total practice of?
In the refractive part, in the last 24 years, we have done more than 100,000 patients who got the LASIK done over here.
Amazing.
Between our patients and outside patients.
Outside patients. So, is there any stories? There's some wonderful stories that you can share which completely changed someone's life, or you saw them grow after they did their surgery, or there's something different that came up?
There are many professions now where you cannot enter the profession with glasses. Simple, like a railway engine driver, metro driver, in the army, in the police. So we have a lot of people who have cleared their theoretical part, but they now want to get rid of the glasses so that they are medically fit to join.
That makes sense.
That is the age when they get it done and when they are able to clear the medical. They feel happy and we get a lot of satisfaction.
So this...
We've had one or two bad experiences also.
Okay, okay.
Where people have tried to be very smart also.
Right. What do you mean by smart?
See, there are a lot of, I should not be using the word, there are a lot of confidence tricksters in the market now.
Okay.
When we started this, 99 or 2000, a guy comes and, I'm just telling you
please, please. This is very important for me to also learn.
This was my appointment letter. Metro had just started in Delhi. I've been selected as a locomotive pilot. They don't call it railway engine driver. It's called a locomotive pilot. Sir, मेरा चश्मा हटा दीजिए. मैं बिहार से हूँ, किसान का बेटा हूँ. मेरे पैसे आएंगे मैं आपको दे दूँगा. I trusted him यार, इसका 3 दिन के बाद मेडिकल है. तो बेचारे की नौकरी लग जाएगी, पैसे आ जाएंगे, कोई बात नहीं. So we did the procedure without money. He went for the medical, he got selected. He comes to the clinic, gives mithai to everybody. Fine, he's got a job. He says, मेरा जैसे फसल वसल कटती है, जो भी होता है, वो आएगा तो मैं आपको पैसे दे जाऊँगा. First time in my life and probably the last time, after 2 days, I get a consumer court notice. What have I done? Same guy sent me a consumer court notice. I got very upset, यार ये क्या हो? यहाँ तो मिठाई खिला के गया है और he virtually touched my feet कि आपने मेरा काम कर दिया और यहाँ मेरे को नोटिस भेज रहा है. I found out where he's staying. Most of these students from Bihar, they would come and take admission in JNU those days. In those days, for 1,500 rupees, you could get a room with meals. And if you have taken a room, you'll call 4 friends and will stay there also. Unofficially. I found out he was staying there. So my son was studying in modern school, Vasant Vihar. So I told him, I'll go and drop you in the morning and I'll go to JNU. Because I was feeling bad, कि what have I done?
Of course.
So I went and dropped my son and about 7:30 I went to the hostel. 5 boys in one room, sleeping. Messy, dirty, smelly room. I said, what is this? Again he got up, he touched my feet. He said, देखो साहब, झूठ नहीं बोलूँगा आपसे. मैंने आपको बोला मैं किसान का बेटा हूँ, मेरे पैसे आ रहे हैं. मेरे पास पैसे वैसे तो है नहीं. और आप पैसे अपने छोड़ोगे नहीं. क्यों छोड़ो? आपने मेरा काम किया है. मैं अपने आप को कैसे बचाऊंगा?
तो ये बचाना क्या हुआ?
100 रुपये वहाँ जमा किए, मेरी कंप्लेंट कर दी और कंज्यूमर कोर्ट ने मुझे नोटिस दे दिया. तो जब तक केस चलेगा पैसा तो मैं मांग नहीं सकता. कहता ये मुझे पता है, ये मैंने अपने बचाव के लिए किया है, क्योंकि मैंने आपको झूठ बोला था. मेरे पास 30,000 नहीं है आपको देने को. मैंने कहा जी क्या करना बोलो. कहता आप बोल दो आपको नहीं चाहिए, मैं अभी विड्रॉ कर लेता हूँ.
So bad.
शुरू में we used to get trapped in these stories.
Actually,
And
it's
when I came to my office, my staff virtually fought with me. Sir, why should you forego your fees? What have you done? ऐसा मुझे कोर्ट कचहरी नहीं चाहिए.
इट्स वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट. मेरे साथ भी ऐसा हुआ है कि एक दो गलत इंस्टेंसेस हो जाते हैं एंड देन जो जेन्युइन लोग भी होते हैं उनके साथ भी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ ख़त्म हो जाती हैं बिकॉज यू लाइक कि बॉस अब ये करना ही नहीं है मेरे को, एंड देन यू डोंट डू इट एंड देयर मस्ट बी जेन्युइन पीपल हु विल प्रॉब्ली नॉट जस्ट वांट टू रिपे यू बट दे वांट टू डू अ लॉट मोर विद यू.
99.9 अच्छे आते हैं, पैसे देते हैं, काम कराते हैं, जो सारा ट्रांसपेरेंट होता है, सब डॉक्यूमेंटेड होता है. पर ये कभी कभी एक दो ऐसे, बट नाउ आई एम वेरी क्लियर, आई डोंट हैंडल द मनी पार्ट. देयर आर पीपल हु हैंडल द मनी पार्ट. बिकॉज हम लोग बातों में आ जाते हैं, वी आर सो गलिबल.
एक्चुअली ये भी है कि यू नो जब आपकी खुद की
one guy
well-being
got the
अच्छी होती
LASIK done
हाँ जी.
for a government service, and same story, I'll pay you. तो my staff rang up his house. तो the father of the boy says, आपको पता नहीं कि वो इनकम टैक्स में सेलेक्ट हो गए? आपको पता नहीं वो उसमें सेलेक्ट हो गए, आप पैसे मांग रहे हैं.
That's bad. Actually, appreciate करने वाली बात इसमें ये है that for you, that you are even open to hear things like that, which I must appreciate. Other, if you go to any commercial hospital at this moment, and you say, I don't have the money right now, I'll pay later. Nobody's entertaining you. But I must appreciate कि आप entertain भी कर रहे हैं. यही बहुत बड़ी बात है.
Interesting चीज़ें बड़ी हो रही हैं आजकल. In the last about 2 years, there's a village near Pataudi. तो वहाँ पे especially girls in Haryana, girls are more hardworking than boys. That is my observation. They get selected for these government jobs. Police, Haryana services, कोई GST में जा रहा है, कोई कहाँ जा रहा है. तो there's a particular village वहाँ से बहुत select होती हैं. मेहनत करते हैं, बॉयज़ भी होते हैं पर गर्ल्स ज़्यादा हैं. तो देयर इज़ अ लेडी देयर, उसको सब दादी जी कहते हैं. शी मेक्स इट अ पॉइंट कि जिसका भी लेसिक हो वो साथ आएगी. मेरे गांव का बच्चा सेलेक्ट हुआ है, एंड शी इज़ सो प्राउड ऑफ देम, एंड शी इज़ वेरी नाइस लेडी. शी वुड कम इन अ टिपिकल हरियाणा वाला जाएगी उनको, मतलब एक तरह के शी इज़ अ मदरली फिगर टू देम. शी विल गाइड देम, अपनी ट्रांसपोर्ट में लाती है उनको, लुक्स आफ्टर देम कि मेरे गांव के बच्चा गवर्नमेंट में जा रहा है. उसको मिलता है, उसको उसी में सेटिस्फेक्शन मिलती है. तो उस दिन कहती है, काम तो तुमने ठीक किया, एक बड़ी गलती करते हो यार, थैली वाले दूध की चाय पिलाते हो. एक आध भैंस बांध लो यार इतनी जगह यार.
अब मतलब कम से कम फ्रेश मिल्क तो चाय पिलाओ मुझे.
Then see her offer. If you permit, I would like to present you a buffalo. हिंदी में कहती, मैं अपनी लैंग्वेज मैं कहा माफ़ करो जी, मुझे ये सब नहीं, बाकी सब तो काम ठीक है, ये जो आप पिलाते हो ना चाय, सिर्फ हमारा तबीयत खराब हो जाता है.
नहीं, बफलो लानी तो बड़ी आसान है, उसको मेंटेन कौन करेगा. ये वही बात हो गई. अभी यू नो आई वाज विद माय फ्रेंड और उसमें आ रहा था कि बड़े सारे यूएस के पास आइलैंड्स आर फॉर सेल. $100,000, $50,000, इवन $20,000 आइलैंड. तो मेरा फ्रेंड कहता है यार आइलैंड है अर्पित, वी शुड कंसिडर इट, दोनों मिलके आइलैंड खरीदते हैं. मैं कहा भाई जाएगा कौन वहाँ उसे देखने. यू हैव टू प्रॉब्ली हायर यू नो चार्टर फ्रॉम सम एयरपोर्ट टू जस्ट रीच योर आइलैंड और प्रॉब्ली अ बोट. मैंने कहा उसको जाने में ज़्यादा पैसे लग जाएंगे जितने उसे खरीदने में नहीं है.
प्राइस बता रहे हो उसमें डीडीए फ्लैट नहीं मिलेगा.
नहीं पर आप पहुंच ही नहीं पाओगे उधर कभी, तो फायदा क्या है उसका.
बहुत रिसेशन,
बहुत. सो
अमेरिका में बहुत रिसेशन.
या सो बहुत चीज़ें ऐसी होती है जो खरीदनी बड़ी आसान है.
शी वांटेड टू गिफ्ट मी, मैं कह नहीं रहा. इट्स वेरी सिंपल, या वेरी हम्बल.
इट्स अ वेरी नाइस थिंग, इट्स अ वेरी नाइस जेस्चर.
चाहे कोई भी उसका गांव का सेलेक्ट हो. एंड हरियाणा गवर्नमेंट इज वेरी वेरी यू नो, जैसे उनके सबका फिजिकल होता था पहले, तो सबको यू टू कवर 1 किलोमीटर इन अ सर्टेन टाइम. ठीक है, अब 500 बच्चों को अब कहाँ करोगे. सो ऑल द हेरा फेरी यूज्ड टू हैपन. नाउ दे पुट अ बैंड. एक एक करके वो भगाएंगे नहीं, 500 बच्चे इकट्ठे भगाएंगे, वो रिकॉर्ड हो जाता है उसमें.
या किस चीज़ के लिए?
Time, how much time do you take to cover that 1 kilometer?
ओके, एंड यू मीन इन स्कूल और सम ट्रेनिंग?
जब जॉब के लिए जाते हैं,
अच्छा,
फिजिकल जो होता
ओके
है,
ओके, तो
जो
फिजिकल
पुलिस
जो
का
होता
जॉब
है,
है,
राइट
आर्मी का
राइट।
जॉब है,
हाँ,
बीएसएफ का जॉब है,
No, it's very good.
सीआईएसएफ का जॉब है, ये जो पैरामिलिट्री सर्विसेज है ना, इसमें बहुत बच्चे जा रहे हैं।
नहीं एक्चुअली ये ज़रूरी भी बहुत है, क्योंकि क्या होता है,
जो फेसलेस होने से ना करप्शन कम हो जाता
नहीं हमारे कंट्री में जो है ना, अब रिस्पेक्ट ज़्यादा है इन चीज़ों की, इंटेग्रिटी नहीं थी। लाइन तोड़ के आप आगे जाओ तो आदमी सोचता था मैं ज़्यादा स्मार्ट हूँ, ये बेवकूफ़ हैं जो लाइन में खड़े हैं सारे। सो इंटेग्रिटी इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। और जो अब टाइम के साथ मे बी यू से नॉट जस्ट एजुकेशन बट बिकॉज ऑफ द कल्चर ऑल्सो, और ये ट्रांसपेरेंसी आप बैंड लगा दो, ऐसी चीज़ें कर दो, तो बेचारे जो ऑनेस्ट लोग हैं उनको चांस तो मिल रहा है, नहीं तो जो पैसे देके जा सकते हैं वो चले गए, जो बेचारे ऑनेस्ट हैं वो पीछे रह गए।
है। एंड यू विल बी सरप्राइज्ड एट हरियाणा गवर्नमेंट, इफ यू आर सिलेक्टेड इन भारत सरकार, द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ हरियाणा pays for the LASIK.
Really?
It is reimbursed by the government.
That's amazing.
They are encouraging youngsters and why not?
Very good.
उस एक प्रोसीजर से उसका करियर बच्चे का बनता है ना।
उसका करियर एंड हिज नेक्स्ट, हिज पेरेंट्स एंड हिज जनरेशन बिलो, सबकी लाइफ चेंज हो गई।
Haryana is the only state in our entire country where this procedure is covered.
This must be done for everyone. Every state should have it. It is a life changing. जैसे हम बात कर रहे थे कि
It's a prerequisite for to join that job.
yeah.
वो कहते हैं सेलेक्ट तो बच्चा हो गया, अब इसके पास नहीं है पैसे कराने के लिए।
नहीं आई मीन इट्स अ लाइफ चेंजिंग ट्रीटमेंट। अगर कोई कराता है उसकी पूरी आगे की सारी जनरेशन चेंज हो जाती हैं। नहीं, इट्स अ वेरी नोबल कॉज जो आप कर रहे हैं।
हम कुछ नहीं कर रहे, जो करवा रहा है ऊपर वाला कर।
आई मीन आप ड्राइव कर रहे हैं, आई एम श्योर यू आर a person like you, आप में खुद इतनी humility है that of course you've been pushed by higher powers, but you're doing a great job what you're doing.
The youth has a future in India, sir. The youth has a future. काम करेंगे तो गलत काम भी नहीं करेंगे। खाली बैठेंगे तो empty mind is a devil's mind.
Right, right.
And I'm really impressed जो athletes आ रही हैं वहाँ से, हरियाणा से, जो shooters वगैरह।
Yeah. No, I'm also very happy that Haryana में infant mortality rate was very high, especially when it came to females. But अब वो females are also being encouraged a lot.
No, I hear a lot of stories that this very lady was saying that people used to spend a lot of money on weddings. He says now the panchayats or whatever have taken a call that you can serve tea and biscuits only. Why should you feed 2,000 people?
Of course.
Why? That money can be used productively somewhere else.
And then you're starting a cycle of pleasing people, na?
No, फिर it becomes शर्मा जी ने तो ये खिलाया, वर्मा जी ने ये नहीं खिलाया, या वर्मा जी ने ज़्यादा खिलाया।
वर्मा जी ने हलवा खिला दिया तो वर्मा जी के पास जाएंगे हम।
You can only serve tea with biscuits. That is all. क्योंकि वहाँ शादी means the village. Whether invited or not invited, the village comes. Why waste?
Of course. And why put so much of burden on the person who's...
आपने तो कर दिया, दूसरा बेचारा कहाँ से करेगा? पर एक यार्ड स्टिक बन गई, उसके पास है या नहीं है, वो लोन लेके करेगा।
That's also happening in Indian Delhi weddings. That now people face that burden कि यार उसने इतनी बड़ी wedding करी, now I have to, I can't fall short. I should not look like कि मैंने कुछ नहीं कर पाया.
Which I feel is sometimes a total waste of money.
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
Just show off.
Absolutely. For some it's not, who have means it's fine, but most of them are just trying to match up to others.
Sir, even if you have, आप किसको खिला रहे हो? जो आपके guests हैं, they're all well-to-do from decent family.
They won't even remember from next day because they are in some other wedding.
True.
So they won't even remember it. That money can be used for a entire education of a kid for a year.
Sometimes we go for weddings and all, and it's sometimes a very vulgar display of wealth.
Yeah, that's the right word to put it. Yeah.
You name the dish, it is there. You name the decor, it is there. I was coming back from one such wedding and FM सुनते हैं हम तो कार में, UN का एक सर्वे बता रहा था that 60% of children in India go to bed without dinner. वही पैसा कितना वेस्ट हुआ आज. उन बच्चों का क्या कसूर है जिनको डिनर नहीं मिला.
True. It's if you really think about it, it's a disturbing fact, and it's a imbalance of inequality, which is always bad. Disparity is something which is really bad, and it you can see the reflection of it in India, especially. There was this survey also which said that 40% of the wealth is owned by 1% of India's population. Now you can imagine that they have so much of wealth which could be utilized for future of people who do not even have shelter, food, basics to just live like a human being, a healthy human being. वो भी available नहीं.
Basically facilities.
Yeah. No, that's true. Coming back to you again, coming back to your practice and what a nice human being you have been. I'm really moved कि आप you're open to. I went to couple of hospitals recently, and वहाँ तो appointment भी आप नहीं ले सकते before you've paid for your treatment and service or whatever. Just being open to all these things is a great deal. I'm sure you face such people, but being
you see, I don't blame those hospitals. These corporate hospitals have put in so much of money. So to break even, they have to do sometimes these hanky-panky things. Some practitioner or a doctor or whosoever has taken a loan and who has taken premises on rent has got two swords hanging on his head. Don't mind if I have to pay rent where I'm sitting. I will go bankrupt in 3 months. Property is not cheap.
No, 100%.
And you cannot justify the rentals. When you take these things, then you have to cut corners. Whether the doctor likes it or not, if he has to survive, he has to do something. He has to take shortcuts. Corporate hospitals put in so much of equipment and so much of interiors. Then they ask the doctors, why are you not getting all these tests done? Whether the test is justified or not, they have to get it done to stay in the job.
What would be if you can go in your past self, you can go back 40 years, 30, 40 years. What is the one thing you would like to tell yourself when you were starting fresh? Would you change something? Would you say that boss, focus on this more? Or something that you would like to tell your young self?
Everything is all destined.
Yeah.
What has to happen is all pre-recorded.
Yeah.
You can't say, I'll do this and do this. Your destiny takes you to your path.
No, 100%. Like, because of the failures or because of the adversities that you had all this life is made you where you are today.
It's not that, but you feel bad now because you feel there's competition which you below the belt. Hospitals who do not have the technology which we are offering are doing that technology. How does the patient, poor fellow, will trust you?
He doesn't know that.
He doesn't know what is happening in the theatre. Even if you have the technology, you don't use it. Because when you use the technology, you pay license fees to the manufacturer, which you are not willing to pay. And you've taken the money from the practitioner. There are very few places, people will not like what I'm saying, where ethical and honest work is being done.
I think
there are hospitals where there are CGHS beneficiaries.
NABH recognized.
No. CGHS means Central Government Health Scheme.
Right.
You get a card. Even if you have retired as a class 3 or a class 4 peon, you have the card for your life even after retirement. Right? Between unethical hospitals, card holders and CGHS employees, the patient doesn't even go, only the card goes. And fake procedures, fake admissions, fake billing is done. The money is shared between the hospital, card holder and the CGHS employees. And then we say, government ये नहीं करती, government वो नहीं करती. हम लोग बेईमान हैं. हम लोग डिसऑनेस्ट है. गवर्नमेंट ने आपको कार्ड दिया है, भगवान न करे आपको ज़रूरत पड़े, आप यूज़ करिए.
Actually, some percentage of people like this are everywhere in the world who want to just rig the system or who wants to, look for loopholes. उनका पूरा दिमाग ही जो है ना, as you say, टोपी घुमाने में ही लगा रहता है कि इसमें से कैसे हम अपनी मैनिपुलेशन करके अपनी एडवांटेज निकालें.
We had a bureaucrat from the health ministry. He says even people who are no more in the world, उनका कार्ड आज भी यूज़ हो रहा है. क्या करोगे?
That's so sad.
नहीं, आप क्या करोगे बोलो.
Yeah.
Government can't keep a track on any card, on every card.
Very unfortunate. I mean, this just makes me sad because बहुत सारी चीज़ें आपको जब ऐसे let's say कुछ आपके साथ कोई ऐसे मिसट्रस्ट होता है या जस्टिस नहीं होता तो आपको लगता है यार मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ ये सब.
हम लोग जनरलाइज नहीं कर सकते, बट दुख होता है ना ये.
हाँ, of course. आप in this clinic I feel that you being present every day and your personalization makes a big impact on patients coming in, on people consulting with you. What do you think, how important is empathy as being a doctor? Because क्या होता है जैसे आप 100 लोग देख रहे हैं, ठीक है, तो अब आपके लिए भी बड़ा एक मैकेनिकल चीज़ हो जाता है, ठीक है, कि ठीक है अब किसी को आप सिंपैथी एम्पैथी नहीं देख पाते उसकी. आई एम नॉट जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट यू, जस्ट नॉर्मली डॉक्टर इतने लोग पेशेंट्स देखते हैं. पर्सनलाइजेशन की हेल्प यही है कि आप उसके साथ इतना टाइम स्पेंड कर रहे हैं, आप यू नोइंग हिज स्टोरी, जैसे आप काफ़ी पेशेंट्स की स्टोरी बता रहे हैं. व्हाट डू यू थिंक, हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट इट इज़ टू हैव एम्पैथी?
सर, नॉट ओनली द मेडिकल प्रोफेशन, कोई भी प्रोफेशन हो, द ह्यूमन टच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कॉर्पोरेट हॉस्पिटल में एवरी टाइम द पेशेंट सीज अ न्यू डॉक्टर. समटाइम्स द पेशेंट को आपने एडमिट कर दिया, द बिलिंग इज डन ऑन अ डेली बेसिस. 10 दिन के बाद वो पेशेंट पूछता है मेरा डॉक्टर कौन है और मेरे को बीमारी क्या है बता दो. इंश्योरेंस कंपनी से पैसा जा रहा है या जो भी हो रहा है, उसको 10 दिन तक यही नहीं पता बेचारे को उसका डॉक्टर कौन है, उसको बीमारी क्या है. ह्यूमन टच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Indian doctors in America are the backbone of the medical profession. Why? Only because of the human touch. If you are an American and if you ring up your doctor, who happens to be an American, वो फ़ोन नहीं उठाता, उसकी आंसरिंग मशीन जवाब देती है. He is busy in a surgery. Whereas he might be playing golf या जो भी. If you ring up an Indian doctor, he will advise you. He will answer your questions. If need be, he will call you or he will come to you and see you. That is the reason they are the backbone of the medical profession in America.
These treatments that you were talking about, these advanced surgeries, how worse condition of a patient can be fixed? Like what?
This is basically to correct the number. Patient has to be minimum 18 years old.
Okay.
We do a scan where we measure the corneal thickness and other parameters. We have to pick and choose the right candidate. If the parameters are perfect, this is a boon. This is a blessing for the patient.
Okay.
You get total freedom from glasses and contact.
Any range of number that
We can correct up to -10 with 6 cylinder.
That's amazing. So it was great discussing with you.
My pleasure, sir.
And so enlightened to be around you and just to know your stories and learn so much from these stories. अब मैं भी टाइम पे शुरू करूँगा.
ये लाइफ के
I mean real stories, real life lessons, and with you I'll also learn how to be on time.
And you are always to time. आज भी आप टाइम पे हैं.
So आपकी राजेश खन्ना के साथ भी you've been very good friends with, and I know that you've also learned a lot with him. So can you share with what your experience was with him?
You see, as a child, in my 7th class, the first movie which I saw was Aradhana. My parents say that हम आपको संगम दिखाने ले गए थे, but मुझे याद नहीं.
Yeah.
तो Rajesh Khanna in 69, I think I saw that movie. I was in class 7th. So I was really fascinated. इसको movie होती है. When I came into the profession, I got an opportunity. नया काम था, मेरे पास इतना काम नहीं था, to fit him colored contact lenses. for a movie. I think it was Dhanwan, some such thing. He had a double role. In those days, we didn't have these sophisticated colored lenses. These were rigid pieces of plastic. We used to put drops to numb the eyes, put the lens, shot was taken and the lens was taken out. So I got an opportunity to do it. So I was with him for 3-4 days and somehow we became like brothers only. Last 13 years of his life he spent in Delhi. We were in the same colony and amazing human being, very intelligent. ईगो की प्रॉब्लम उसको ले गई बस और कुछ नहीं था. जो द हाइट विच ही सॉ उतना ही जबरदस्त क्रैश एंड दैट वाज वेरी वेरी डिप्रेसिंग फॉर हिम बट अमेजिंग ह्यूमन बीइंग. He was the one who started double shift and triple shift.
Okay. Like a very hardworking person. And what do you think was the learning that you got from his friendship?
He said that when he told me his entire background, we were very, very close. He said, my father was a railway contractor. I was adopted. He was adopted from a family in Amritsar. He was Tandon, he became a Khanna. Nobody knows all this. His father was a railway contractor who was extremely hardworking. Before Rajesh Khanna became a star, this Ashirwad property was purchased by his father from Rajendra Kumar. And the house was called Dimple. So in 63, 64, he told his father, I want to become a film star. He said, by all means, why not? Whatever's your passion, follow it up. He says, I did 3 or 4 movies and all flopped. Nobody knew me. Then Aradhana came. That's what he was telling me. He says, when I went for the premium of Aradhana, nobody even looked at me. In interval, when we came out, everybody was taking autographs. He says, those 60, 65 minutes changed my life. And that movie was a super hit. His name was nominated for the Filmfare Award for Aradhana. His father, very, very generous man. Nai gaadi, suit, jo bhi, the works. He goes to take the award. The award was not given to him. The award goes to Ashok Kumar for Ashirwad. He says, I was totally shattered. He says, I didn't come out from my room for 3 or 4 days. I cried like a baby. He says, that is the first time my father came into my room. And he says, ये तो जिंदगी अभी शुरू हुई है. एक अवार्ड नहीं मिला ना. अब you are a good actor. Your movie is super hit. करके दिखाओ. From that year onwards, every year he got the award. He would leave the house at 8 in the morning. He was a romantic boy image. You can't eat much and you can't do this. I've personally seen when he left the house, it was one burnt toast and a chaach, namkeen chaach. In between boiled egg and salad and so on and so forth. 2 o'clock second shift, then third shift. On the way back home, first drink was in the car.
Yeah.
His first drink.
Yeah,
Second drink
yeah.
was while having a shower.
Yeah.
And he could never finish his third drink. He was so tired.
Yeah.
He said, this is the schedule he had for years and every award he won. He said, if a man is determined,
Then what
the success which he saw,
yeah.
he was the first superstar of the country.
100%. They say, right, when his car used to go by, there was lipstick stains on the entire car. When he
He was
used to,
amazing, amazing.
yeah. And what was his downfall, you think? Why he...
Once again, destiny.
So coming...
He used to himself say, na, कल कोई आएगा मुझसे बेहतर कहने वाला है.
Coming to cars, you're also a avid fan of vintage cars. I would like to know where this passion came from and what cars do you have?
Well, I really like vintage cars. I'm also the founder member of the Heritage Motoring Club of India. and actively take part in this. I had a few very good cars, but the problem in the last few years was there were not good mechanics or restorers for these cars. There were basically workshops where they wanted you to leave the car, pay the bill, and no questions to be asked. A good collector wants his car to be restored as per the book. Luckily, the government of India, about 10 years back, has brought in a policy where you can bring in cars up to 1949 by paying duty without a license. So now I have started my collection again. More than me, my son is more passionate about cars. We have imported 2 cars recently. We have excellent restorers in India now.
Even in Delhi?
No, sir.
Okay.
There are restorers in Delhi, but not
That category.
that standard, what are international standards. A time is going to come when cars from abroad will come to India for restoration.
That's big.
That is
That's a big statement.
For example, Gautam Singhani has opened a very big workshop. The best workshop at the moment is Goenka Sir, Vivek Goenka, Chairman Indian Express. For mechanical, there's somebody else. For paint work and work, they are the best. They charge a bomb, but they know what they're doing.
At least you know your car is safe.
Everything is done as per the book. They have a lot of research going in.
That's incredible news. What do you think about people converting their vintage cars into electric motors?
I would say in a very crude manner, you're murdering the car.
That's true.
That originality is gone. In America, you get cars which are look-alike vintage cars. They're not vintage cars, they are fake, they're copies. They call it a daily use vintage car. But originality is something original.
Of course. I mean,
Every car should have a history.
yeah. I mean, people are only doing that so that they can drive it on a regular day. I mean, of course,
They look like vintage.
the art is gone. Now you're just going, trying to make it a practical use. But this was not about practicality anyway. It was more about emotions.
You'll be happy to know a lot of youngsters are getting seriously involved in this hobby. And it's a fantastic hobby.
And what cars do you have in this?
At the moment, I've got 2 Rolls Royces.
What year are those?
1934, we have a Gurley Nutting. Gurley Nutting were the premium coach builders. And I've got a 56 Silver Cloud 1.
That's amazing. Are they in working condition?
They are in the process of being restored. I've imported both of them. And for the 56, I had to take permission from the government, which I've also got. And it should be ready in about a year's time.
So next video when we're making, you'll be driving it and I'll sit with you.
Sure. And Cartier used to do a vintage car show every 2 years in India, and they would never repeat cars. Now Arjun Oberoi is doing. So recently we had a show at Udaipur.
Okay.
You must see it on the net. Next show will be in February 26 at Chandigarh Oberoi. So my target is that my cars should be there.
That'll be awesome. Best of luck for that. I hope
you.
you go it and I get to sit with you while
Why
you
not?
drive it
Why
in a nice hat and a nice cigar. It'll be nice. Thank you, Ji. And thank you for your time.
Most welcome.
And if I can come back again, I would love to
Sure.
share more with you, listen more from you, all your wisdom and all your great philosophies and thinking. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ji.
Thank you.